possible.
Makes sense. I feel like it's very different when it comes to not just nothing, a few brands that I've seen come up in the past 2-3 years is how they communicate. Because for a huge part of time, I believe brands were communicating like they're this big company, and they were communicating more of in like passive voice. They're like, hey, this is how you use the product. But now it's more very personal. It's like the founder of Twitter is like, hey, how do you like this feature? And hey, this is the meme, and people are reacting to it. And I feel like a lot of big brands also are now communicating like people. They're just like, we made this, try this, let us know how you feel about it. And that's what I also feel when I see nothing. I see Carl Pei.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can do that when you're a smaller company. The definition of smaller company is kind of fluid. But if you look at Tesla now, they're also investing in marketing. During the last earnings call, Elon Musk said, now we got to invest more money in marketing so we can grow our revenue. So I think it always comes to a certain point where if you want to keep growing, you have to act more like a traditional brand over time.
But I would...
environment that we started in. So every day facing something negative, like a negative news. Oh, today this supplier rejected us. Today this employee rejected us. That was a really tough period. Like we didn't even know whether we could make our first product. But in each stage of our development, I think we'll face similarly challenging things, but on a bigger and bigger scale.
To some extent, we don't see the challenges or the tough times. Because people, I don't know, people can relate to stories a lot. I feel like people want to see even the failures and even the tough times. And it would have been awesome if we were like, if we could see the whole journey of nothing. And
actually, one of our products that we were developing in the early days, we canceled. So it was a failed product. And we're actually planning a YouTube video explaining
all the vision and everything.
I think in this stage we need to focus on design because it's the fastest way to make a difference as a startup company. But I think over time, like I mentioned, a tech company needs to have technology that nobody else has access to. This way, when consumers pick our products, there's something unique that they can only get from nothing products and not other products. So in terms of design vision, for me, it's about having the strongest design team and then trusting them versus me being a good designer. But you can see me more like an editor. So if the design team makes something, I can maybe help tweak something just a little bit because maybe I have more experience in the smartphone industry or other consumer categories that our designers don't have. So maybe they didn't think about a certain problem that users might face with a design.
And what about the design? Because like we also are to some extent a design company. We also design products. We create clothing and we create all these skins that needs to be fixed.
I think for one, something we thought about a lot recently is mobile OS.
Yeah.
So
100%.
mobile OS has not really changed since, actually, I don't know if you remember in Symbian days, it used to still be like this. There were some apps, some app icons. You launch the app and it's a full screen app, and then you go back to the home screen, you change an app. I think the last big innovation in mobile OS was App Store. So all of a sudden you had this thing in your phone that allowed you to make it infinitely expandable. You had so many things you could download that, like features that you didn't have when you bought the phone. I think that's the last thing that happened, and that was 2008.
I also agree because when IAC, because I've been in this tech space for the past 10 years and I was very deep in it. Like I was using CyanogenMod. I was also building custom ROMs. I was also a software developer. And I also feel like in the initial days, there was a lot of development. There was a lot of
interesting anymore. For me, it's about having the strongest design team and then trusting them.
A lot of big brands now communicating like people.
I think in the opposite way. My personal brand doesn't need to grow. If the company can grow without me being in front of cameras, that means the company is very strong.
I have a very contrarian view.
I don't have to show up in public anymore. Ultimately, the value creation for us comes from
Skin that we can put on a smartphone.
like a deep brand.
We're going to be bigger than D brand. But yeah, D brand does not make their own, like they make very less designs. So we have like 50, 60 designs, and like it's right now in India, it's the number one skin brand.
Oh, what is it called?
It's called Layers.
Layers.
Yeah, Layers.
And you make it for phones, but also other products.
Yeah, we make it for laptops, iPads, tablets, and phones. Phones is the biggest market. Nothing audience likes these skins a lot.
Yeah, we have a very...
Expanding the audience base. So how do you expand the audience base? Is it like very slowly?
To be honest, I think we just need... I'm not a marketing expert, so we need to get we need to get some great marketing talent on board to help us. But I mean, it's you just figure out who your users are and who you're targeting, and what kind of channels they use, and talk to them about your brand.
It's weird you say you're not a marketing expert, because I think you're brilliant at marketing and you're very different at marketing also. So how do you call yourself, like in the business of nothing? Like, what are you?
I just do whatever I need to do at any given point in time. So I kind of see myself as a janitor. Today, if our finance team needs to be built up, I spend time doing finance. If our marketing team needs to be built up, I spend time doing marketing. But I think ultimately the value creation for us comes from product and technology, because we're a tech company and we need to start developing products that are more and more different on the market. So if we keep making the best possible product, and as our team gets stronger, as our capabilities get stronger, making the product better and better, and then having more people learn about us, the transition becomes quite gradual, quite natural. So that's kind of how I think about it. I don't think about it like today we're at a niche stage, tomorrow we're going to be a huge brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you talk about like expanding the audience base. So how do you expand the audience base? Is it like very slowly?
To be honest, I think we just need... I'm not a marketing expert, so we need to get we need to get some great marketing talent on board to help us. But I mean, it's you just figure out who your users are and who you're targeting, and what kind of channels they use, and talk to them about your brand.
It's weird you say you're not a marketing expert, because I think you're brilliant at marketing and you're very different at marketing also. So how do you call yourself, like in the business of nothing? Like, what are you?